Hey guys, welcome back to Real on the Real. Today we're going to talk to you about Put a Ring on It, season 2, episode 2. So we're going to do a recap on that. I'm Dior.
And I'm IJ.
All right, well, let's get straight into it.
Let's get straight into it.
We started off, last week we ended off with Smoke, kind of leaving us hanging in the air as to whether or not he was going to choose to go on a second date with Kai.
I knew what he was going to say, just to let you guys know. I knew ahead of time.
So he decided to go on a second date with her. And of course, his girl, Alexia, Alexia was upset about that. So, then Nicole tells us that the girls are going to get to go on a date this week. So
let me ask you this. How would you feel if your man said, yes, I'm going to go out on another date?
Honestly, if I'm doing this, I mean, it would hurt, of course, but if I agreed to do this and I agreed to let you go out on dates, then I feel like I would be open to it. I would understand that that's part of the process.
Yes.
Honestly, whether or not, you could really want to continue to date someone and choose not to spare my feelings, but that doesn't take away those feelings, So I'd rather you be honest about what your feelings are, and instead of, just lying or, hiding behind them or whatever. So
right.
It would hurt, but I don't think I would be mad because it's part of the show.
Right. Okay.
So this week, look, I still didn't in my eyes.
Christina's working on not rolling her eyes, and I'm working at keeping my mouth closed.
Dior. Okay, so this week the ladies go on their first dates with men, and we have our first couple, which is Eric and Jessica. So Jessica comes down in a cute
super short
dress that she bought when Eric was on his date, and I loved that. I just loved it. It was, probably a way for her to feel better about him going on a date is okay, well, when I go on my date, I'm gonna look good.
Hello, Amazon. Because that dress was tight and super short. I was like, wow. But her body was banging.
Mm-hmm. And so her date's name was Randon. What are your thoughts about Randon?
I'm sorry.
Hey, Keith. You want to come on the show?
She's like, no. We'll have to edit this whole section out. Damn you, Keith.
So what do you think about Randon?
Okay, ask me that again so that way I know how to cut it.
What do you think about Randon?
I didn't particularly care for him. I think he was too player, right? I think that when he came up to the door, the way that he was introducing himself and talking about himself before he got to the door was just made me feel like a player. But what I didn't appreciate was how many times he had to say his name before he could even get in the house. That was preposterous. I was like, come on, let him in. He had to say his name over and over. I'd have been like, Randy. And that would have been it.
I would have left. If you being rude to me, I would have left. But first of all, okay, so first, he said that he was he had lived the player lifestyle, but I wasn't buying player. I wasn't getting player vibes from him.
Me neither.
Giving that to me. And yeah, the fact that he just kind of, I guess you don't want a guy that gets angry easily. So I guess it's good that he didn't get anger by slamming the door in his face and calling him Randy. And I guess it's okay. I don't know, but it just made him look like a punk, I guess. But I mean, I guess I'm gonna just talk about like attraction. I
didn't see any attraction between them. Did you?
Oh no, I'm talking about my assessment of his attraction. My assessment of his attraction was that he wasn't attractive.
No,
I didn't. Ugly. He wasn't an ugly guy. He wasn't unattractive, but I don't know if it was just maybe it's just that he looked corny and it seemed like he was trying not to be corny. He had all those tats, and then he was like a self-proclaimed player, saying that he had never had a girlfriend before, and you're 32 years old. That's like nothing to be proud of.
Yeah, I'd never been in love before. I was like, why not? Really? I didn't particularly care for him neither. And she didn't seem like she was all up into him neither. But he said he wanted to settle down. But doesn't anybody say that?
He said when he said, tell me about your, I think he said, tell me, what did he say? Tell me what you see in the future or something like that. Mm-hmm. She's trying to get married and have kids. He's like, I'm sold. How are you sold when you never had a girlfriend before? Like, you need to take baby steps. First relationship.
First start dating someone on a regular basis. Start dating somebody on a regular basis.
Something.
Mm-hmm.
But and go ahead.
What did you think about the editing for this episode? Like, we didn't come back to see how their date ended. They moved on to the next couple.
Yeah, they didn't show like how, when they came back home, how the their boyfriends reacted.
Right. I would have loved to see how their boyfriends reacted, what their boyfriends said. Were they up in their face? Did they listen? What? They didn't show any of that. And I was like, why not? But I'll tell you why, I think, in a minute, why we've lost so much information during this episode.
Okay. Well, let's fast forward.
Okay.
The next date. And that's Darian and Alexia.
Mm-hmm.
So her date's name was Chris. I guess I'll just start off by saying I also did not find Chris to be attractive.
Did you feel like his beard was just taking over his face?
It definitely was. It was overgrown,
I was just like,
overgrown beard.
Yeah, like I like poofy beards, but his was like thick and it was just cut all weird, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but I did like his physique.
He was a personal trainer.
Mm-hmm. And I liked the fact that he didn't know who Darian was.
Never seen him a day in his life.
So he didn't need an autograph, right? He didn't need an autograph.
Initially, when we talked about it this morning, I thought that Smoke or Darian was the one who said, I hope he doesn't want an autograph, but it was actually his girlfriend that said that. So,
okay.
Like a little less,
Yeah, she did say that. She hopes. I was too happy when he was like, I don't know him. I was like,
A day in my life.
Right. What did you think about her outfit?
I thought she looked cute. I thought her outfit was cute.
It was appropriate for going to the batting range, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what do you think about their conversation afterwards?
At the batting range? I think, what did she talk about?
She talked a lot about Darian Smoke. She talked a lot about him, and her date kept trying to pull her away from talking about him and talking about herself.
Like to do, yeah. And I think that's like, she dated him for 14 years, so probably a big part of her life is with him. And I guess sometimes it's probably hard for women to kind of
separate themselves,
their own identity outside of being a couple or being in a relationship. But it's really important that you still keep, yourself, that you still, keep your identity and do some of the things that you like to do. And it's good if your spouse or significant other like invest in their time and getting to like learn the things that you like to do, experience the things you like to do, and vice versa.
Totally agree, Dior.
But yeah, I mean, there wasn't a lot to that date.
Yeah.
He said that he said that he wanted to get married and have kids, and yeah, I mean,
And he also said that his reputation of not flirting, not having relationships with
his trainee people.
his trainees, yeah, is very strong, and that's what he's proud of. So I think that was really good, if it's true.
I mean, that should be every personal trainer's reputation, but
Right, but most people think personal trainer, yeah. So what? So what about the next couple? Once again, we didn't get to see anything afterwards. I did notice, Dior, that the commercials were very long this season.
Yeah, I didn't really.
Yeah, I was watching the commercials while I was watching the show. I was timing the commercials, and I was like, "Wow, these commercials are long." And I think that's what ate up a lot of the editing time.
Okay, so you got to put that in there because you said you would come back to it later.
Yep, sure did.
Okay, the last couple, Sean and LaRonda. Okay, I just want to say, look at you. I knew we were not going to be on the same page.
No.
But I like them as a couple. Like,
I like them as a couple, but he is so needy. Like,
I don't know that he's needy. I think he's very insecure. But I'll say this. He's insecure, but at least he's expressing his insecurity instead of manifesting it in a different way. Aggression, anger, because that's how a lot of men
silence.
Silence. Yes. So I think it's good that he's not afraid of being, vulnerable.
Yeah.
And expressing his emotions. So
I would agree. Okay, I take that back. But going to the bathroom, doing push-ups.
Again, this is what I gotta say, because I've been in relationships before where men didn't really kind of manifest their emotions in the right way, and I feel like instead of yelling, arguing, punching stuff, or talking down to her or anything like that, he expressed it in a physical way, and that's just doing push-ups.
Right. But what
was like trying to call up the girl that he went on a date with, or he
You're
did
so right
with it.
Yeah. So
and it's really positive because it'll make his body look better. So I mean,
win-win. But what about the point where he was so sick he threw up in the bathroom?
I mean, I feel like that was a bit much. It was a bit much, but I feel like he just needs therapy. He sounds like he needs therapy.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like, okay, bro, y'all signed up for this, so you already knew this was gonna happen.
I mean, like,
season where you're surprised by what happens, like there's literally a season before this, and you knew what was gonna happen, and you went on your date. I feel like you had plenty of time to prepare for this. So
right.
It's a bit much, but
blessings upon blessings, Christian Dior.
Huh?
I said blessings upon blessings. What did you think about the date? Her guy.
Again, he was probably the one I was least attracted to.
Ooh, yes, I was like, not attracted to him at all.
And the peace and blessings, like it was just getting on my nerves.
She seemed to really enjoy the date.
She did, and one thing I noticed that she said was that she said that like she thought it was, I don't know what she said, like her wording exactly, but she was basically complimenting him on him getting up to do something silly like throw grapes at one another. And I was like, I totally feel that.
Me too.
Sometimes guys just can't like loosen up to enjoy the small things, And I think the fact that, she pointed that out, not that like I can't really see, I mean, it seems like the guy that she's with doesn't Sean. He doesn't seem to be difficult or anything, but
no, I feel he would do that too.
Yeah, I thought that, but I mean, the way she said it makes it kind of seem like he didn't, or maybe she was just saying that that was just something she
Yeah,
liked about him.
I
But
think the guy that she's with, I think he's a comedian, so he's gonna be able to do that easy.
yeah,
And but she was with another entertainer.
okay, so that's what I was gonna say because I was like, when he said that he is an entertainer, I was wondering if they tried to pick um men that were like similar in some way to their current boyfriend.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but then
But
when I
then that's
looked,
about all we saw about the date, right?
yeah,
I thought that was sad. I mean, I wanted to find out more. I really wanted to see what happened when she got home. How
well,
did she calm him down? I
he
bet you
tried
there's,
to hug him and caress him and make him feel better and say,
I
"Baby,
bet,
isn't that much fun?"
yeah, I bet there's a lot of that in that relationship. I'm sorry, that's a lot.
I mean, he's insecure. He's really insecure. I mean, he communicated that, when is it Dr. Nicole, when she came over to make a house visit, he really communicated that he was just insecure because of, he didn't have a stable income or he hadn't reached a level of success that he thought he should be at in his career. So, I mean, men have a lot of pride. I mean, they feel like they have to be at a certain level or, you know, it shouldn't even, if you're in a relationship with someone, it really shouldn't be about inferiority or anything like that, like who has a better job or who makes more money, or because, I mean, like you can counterbalance,
Right, right.
you know,
We have stay-at-home dads.
yeah. As
You
long as
don't,
everyone's pulling equal weight in whatever they can do. I mean, that's what a relationship is about. Everyone
I
playing
agree.
strengths, then it shouldn't really matter. And the thing is that she doesn't seem to care.
Yeah,
It doesn't bother her.
no,
She even said
no,
like whether you make 50,000 or 500,000 doesn't matter to me.
no, right.
And that should be
Wait,
enough for him to get over it.
right, right. But I think it becomes difficult when it's time for them to go do things or experience things. He might not have the money to travel like she does.
Well, I mean, but if they're living together, I mean, maybe they live together, but if they're, whenever
Their
they,
finances are separate, he said in the beginning.
yeah, but when they get married, if they combine everything together, it wouldn't matter, it'd be coming from the same pool, if that's the way they do things.
Right,
He just shouldn't compare, himself to her.
right, right. I liked when all the couples were together. And I'm sorry, one moment, please.
Yeah, see, this is what I have to deal with.
I appreciated when she had the group come together and the questions that she was asking them was really pertinent and sticking to the point about each of the issues that they each had. I think that Chris, is it Chris and LaRonda?
No, Sean and LaRonda.
Sean and LaRonda, of course, they have family issues. He's bringing in baggage from his dad. And I didn't realize like how much his dad is. Well, really, to tell you the truth, I didn't realize how much the experience you had as a child really impacts you as an adult. Like it really does. And his is impacting him so much that it was actually bringing him to tears.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe this was the first time he was really facing his fears.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it was really good how she told him, he's really a lot further along than he realizes because he's able to speak about it and realize it.
Mm-hmm.
And
people just keep that inside, let it build up, let it ruin relationships, let it ruin their life. And I mean, you know,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, yeah, he definitely is ahead of the game by it's kind of like addiction, you know, like first you have to admit that you have a problem. So,
Right. Right.
so yeah, so he's, you know, he's on his way to
Yeah.
healing.
He's now, if he can just get out of his head, and that's going to take him a while. And do you think it's like he doesn't want to be like his father, but we don't know what his father was like. His
Mm-hmm.
dad was a provider, he said,
Yeah.
provided money, and then that was it, was emotionally not available. But what did his dad do? Did his dad cheat on his wife,
I
on his
mean, he already sounds, I mean, he can't be a provider in the sense that he wants to be. So all he has to do is just really develop those other areas, be supportive, you know, do everything else, and he will already be better than his dad.
right? Right. So yeah. And did you see how she just kept holding him? She really cares for him.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
they really
Yeah.
care for each other.
She
It's just
really cares for him.
a barrier that they have that is his insecurity, and
Yeah. Yeah. I saw that the way that yeah,
to,
I thought she was like she really is a soft person when it comes to him. I
she's
feel.
very pretty. She's a very pretty girl. When she had like her glasses on, I guess when Dr. Nicole came to the house, I was like, she's really pretty.
Yeah. Yeah. And look, girls, you can wear your natural hair and still be beautiful. Not me, but yeah, the rest of y'all can.
Oh, she had her natural hair.
Yeah, that was her natural hair.
Oh, it looked straight to me. Was it not straight?
Yeah, but you know what I mean. It wasn't like all weaved out.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So I think that was, and then others were crying too.
Mhm.
I guess these intense therapy sessions are really intense. I think I would love to be at one.
It was
What?
intense. The therapy session was not that intense.
But everybody else was crying.
Yeah, but I don't think I think because when you see other people, if you are a sensitive person, if you see someone else hurting or experiencing, you know, some pain and reliving, you know, an experience, then it makes you sensitive too.
Yeah, and then we don't get to see everything that's said. And we
Hmm.
don't get to see everything that's said. They have to cut it some. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I liked their session, but I wish if she really wanted to go out with that guy again, I wish she would have said, yes, I want to go out with him again.
I thought it was sweet that she chose not to for him. I mean, clearly he he needs some time before.
That'd be a traumatic experience for him.
But I mean, I thought that was thoughtful. I
Yeah.
hope.
But you know what? She said, for his sake, I'm not going to. That
Mhm.
should have been a ring in his head that she wanted to. To me, that's the same as saying yes, right?
It is, and I mean, yeah, but he was still happy about it.
Yeah. Took his
Um,
little trophy, little bit he could get, and was all right with it. So what about NFL guy,
what?
the NFL couple?
What about him? I mean, none of the women decided to go on a second date.
Oh, I know, but I like the fact that he realizes that he has a trust issue too. I thought from the first episode that she didn't trust him and that was it. Now I realize he doesn't trust her neither.
Mhm.
They both have major trust issues.
Mhm.
But what has she done to make him not trust her?
He probably wasn't being trustworthy.
No, she.
No, I'm saying he. You know when they say that when you like when one person in a relationship accuses the other person of cheating and things like that, sometimes it's because they're doing something wrong, you know, and they're
Mm-hmm.
projecting on you or they're fearful that you're doing the same.
Okay.
So I mean, it could just be that he wasn't, you know, living right in the relationship and you know, he was kind of projecting on her to say that she was, like, that he probably felt like
yeah,
he
that makes
deserved
sense.
for her to be faithful because he wasn't being. And even though there's not like a true rationale for him not to trust her, just sometimes someone's own actions can make them
feel a certain way and start, yeah. But at least he acknowledged it. I would like for them to start trusting each other because it looked like they were a cute couple, but Instagram doesn't really show that. So
I need to get rid of his hair. That's fine. But anyway, so next week they're gonna.
No, we didn't talk about Smoke. He's very okay. He's kind of insightful, Christian Dior, right?
You need to elaborate.
Okay, like when they pan away to him on his one-on-one interviews, he's talking about getting to know her better, communicating. Did you hear? They actually spoke for, I think it was 6 hours without interrupting each other. I was like, wow.
That's good. I mean, because sometimes when you see like your someone else interested in your significant other, or there, I guess sometimes even like if there's a risk or you feel like there's a risk of losing them to someone else, you kind of have a renewed interest in them. So maybe that's kind of what it was. It just kind of ignited like a fire that had, dwindled.
Too. So this episode was interesting, wasn't too interesting, but I think next week's episode is going to be fire.
Yes, I think the couples are going to go on dates at the same time at the same location. So
that's doing too much, way too much. I don't know if I would be able to eat. I think I'd be so busy now I'd be able to eat.
And we'll talk about it next week.
Yes.
Let me just give you guys one quick update from our season 1 Put a Ring on It couple. So, man, I can't even remember the couple's name, but the couple that had a kid.
Oh yeah.
Hold on, because I kind of ran into their YouTube, like not ran into, but
they have a YouTube page together.
Popped up on my YouTube. They have a YouTube channel, and it says something about they were supposed to get married this year apparently, and they decided they called off the wedding, but it's because they bought a house, so they did a house tour. So it seems like things are still on track with them. It didn't seem like his son lived with them, but they were happy about the house that they bought. I think it was in Atlanta too. So
okay, good for them.
Good that they're still heading on their track. They did something good for them, at least for now.
Right. Okay.
Well, guys, thank you for joining us. Please leave a comment below, like our page, hit the notification bell, and subscribe.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Bye.